key to him, and we know that, is now that he wants you to kind of take hold of him and let him get into a rhythm. You know, Jose and I talked about it before the Arkansas Derby, and he goes, boy, speed's pretty tough right today. And I said, but we can't take him out of his game. His game is to grab him and let him get himself together. So we've learned, and he's a much better horse. So to answer your question, am I worried about him handling the track? Not at all. Actually, I hadn't even thought about it till you just brought it up.
That's what we're here for.
Thanks a lot. But I actually knew. But
I knew you did.
You made mention, somebody made mention, other trainers noticed him. I mean, he looks like he's coming in perfectly. How do you kind of manage your own expectations at this point?
Look, I've been doing it 47 years. Yeah. I know the ups and the downs and all the rounds. Yeah. I never count on anything, and I just go with the flow. It is what it is. My thought's always been, I'm just so fortunate to be here, enjoy it, and I enjoy it. Good. As you can tell. Whoops. Sorry, as I knock out.
Good to see you.
You said never count on anything. That maybe seems especially apt for the Derby with the size of the field and the unpredictability of the whole thing.
I feel like twice that I've come here with probably horses that could have won the Derby. Classic Empire was, he got wiped out right from the start. That was when I went after, and like Churchill, we need one gate, because we were 14, I believe, and the problem is when you have a big gap, the momentum, they come down, and they just wiped him out, and he finished fourth. And then of course Laura Will, I was standing in the middle of the paddock with my son Norman, and at about the 3/8 pole, he put his arm around me and he said, Dad, you're going to win the Kentucky Derby. And then about 100 yards later, he got wiped out. So somebody asked me, I had a camera on me, and they said, what did you think at that point in time? I said, well, I said a pretty bad word, and I was thinking my mom was watching. That might not be so good, but she probably said it before me.
But that's the nature of this race, right?
It is. It's why it's so difficult to win. And again, I go in positive. I'm happy I'm here. We'll see.
The difficulty to win the Derby, does that make you want it even more because it's been so difficult?
Well, they did an article on me when I was 12 years old. That's not an article. They did a TV show on me. And they said, what do you want to do when you get older? And I said, I want to win the Kentucky Derby. So far that hasn't happened. I've been very fortunate in my life and in my career to win pretty well everything else. I need to win this one. Now, once I win it, I don't know what'll happen. We've won the Sovereign Award many, many times in Canada, and they said, what makes you want to, keep winning? And I said, because you don't want to lose. So I'm sure if I win one Derby, I might want to win another one. But first we got to win the first one.
When you have a horse like Sandman with the style he has coming from, is it at least when you come to the Derby, you're not going to have to worry about if you're going to get a fast pace? Is that at least one thing you can check off?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be fairly quick. So again, I think the 1.25 miles is going to play to his liking. I would say there'll be a fast pace, and I would say probably we're going to be mid-pack. We're not going to be back real far. Again, we're going to let him get in the rhythm, and I feel very confident. I took Christian off. Christian didn't do anything wrong in the Southwest. In fact, it wasn't for Christian's athleticism. He comes off. I thought he rode the horse well in the Rebel. I rode Jose in the Arkansas Derby to ride him in the Kentucky Derby. So I feel very confident and very good that Jose will get us a good trip.
What did you think about that Arkansas Derby for him?
It was good. I mean, look, I'm not, anybody that knows me, I'm not a cocky person. I know that there's so many things that can happen, but I was really pretty confident we were going to win the Arkansas Derby. My wife, I seldom say it, and we were flying out, and I told her, I said, we're going to win the Arkansas Derby, and she said, don't say something like that. But and I would never say that in public, but I told her, yeah.
Mark, you've got the second largest stable in North America. You get lots of 2-year-olds every year, but it's still hard to even get to this race. And there's some people that get here every year with multiple, thinking of Baffert. Is it a matter of some people point their whole program towards this race and maybe more? What?
I have a large, very large stable, as you said, but I'm probably a little bit on the unique side in that I have a really bad habit that I can't say no. And a lot of my owners don't have millions of dollars to spend. So I train a lot of horses. I would say that probably guys like Steve and Chad and Todd and Bob would have the most horses that if you had an early book for the Derby and with no horses starting, he would have,
And now these prominent owners have banded together.
Right. And see, now this is kind of, Sandman was an expensive horse, but I haven't really, look, I'm not complaining because I do get a lot of horses and I get expensive horses, but I don't, it takes those kind of numbers. I haven't had a Derby horse in like 2 years. Before, I think I had 7 or 8 in a row. So last year we put a big emphasis on getting young horses and get them going. We had 75 2-year-old winners last year. And knock on wood, we have a very strong crop of 2-year-olds again. So hopefully this is snowball, and we'll have the same conversation next year.
We'll talk about the purchase of Sandman at OBS, the 2-year-old in training sale.
Yeah, that was a unique situation. Obviously, he was part of a dispersal because Lawton, I can't think of his last name, Lautenberg.
Oh, Lautenberg, that's right.
Yeah,
yes.
He had passed away, and that was a sad story. I met his brother after the Arkansas Derby, and he had me crying because, it's something that they had always wanted to do, and now his brother, passed away, and we have the horse. So what I do, I go around to the sales and I look at horses. They'll ask me, and I'll tell them what I like, and then I step away. When the horse brought, I think, 1.2 million, I said, well, I guess we didn't get him. And I wasn't, and then, of course, we were lucky that we got him. So.
How did the partnership come together with,
That's
West
a good
Point
question.
and DJ
Again, I go around and I give my opinion. People ask me what I like, what I don't like, and then I stay out of it. So I'm not really sure. That would be a John Green or a Terry Finley. I'm just glad they did.
Well,
and I was happy. Did you see what they did? I thought it was very nice.
The
for
BDJF.
They gave, Sandman Group gave $75,000 to that. So I thought that was very nice. Yeah. Sandman's a very popular horse. Now we've got Metallic, I guess. They're involved. They sent us all T-shirts. And they're watching. I guess they said they have a concert that day, so they can't come. So.
He was, as you said, a very expensive 2-year-old. What was it that you
wanted?
I
love his pedigree, and he was a beautiful moving horse. He's a beautiful horse. If you don't like him, then you don't like horses. I have a feeling, I know I've seen where they say he's going to be 10 or 12 to 1. I don't see that happening. No chance, because he is going to win the popular vote. I get young girls that come up and they love him. I mean, even before the Arkansas Derby, when we walked out to be saddled or put the riders up, it's all I heard was Sandman. And I have a feeling I'm going to hear a lot of Sandman here.
What's his best quality as a runner?
His brain. He's very, very smart. He's very smart. His father's known for his offspring of being a little tough sometimes, but he's not at all. He's very smart.